Welcome to episode 9, 5 Tips to Overcoming Fears.
So, are you ready to unlock your healing power, to turn your wounds into wisdom, to replace the fear of the unknown with courage to face it head on? If so, welcome to the Empowered Transformational Healing Podcast, a beacon of hope in your healing journey. I am your host, Krystal Jae, and now I would love for you to imagine this space as a sanctuary where we unravel the tightly knotted threads of our past traumas, where we transform our secret silent cries of pain into powerful roars of strength, a place where we finally break free from the invisible chains that are holding us hostage. It's time to stop questioning who you are and start discovering your authentic self. This is not just about survival. It's about thriving. It's about embracing the journey of transformational healing that leads you to live a life filled with joy, passion, and purpose. Each week, we will dive into powerful conversations, share inspirational stories, and sometimes heartbreaking stories, because guess what? It's all real and it's all true. And we'll provide practical tools that will empower you to navigate through life's challenges. So no matter where you are in your healing journey, this podcast here is designed to help you tap into your inner strength and embrace your uniqueness and awaken with your full potential. So now, let's begin.
Hey, it's me, the Empowerment Goddess, Krystal Jae, with another life-changing episode of the Empowered Transformational Healing Podcast with me, Krystal Jae. Can you believe it is already our 9th episode? I guess, what they say, time flies when you're having fun, but we're going to say time flies when you're transforming your life, right? Well, today we are discussing the topic of fear. Now, I know that we've been doing that lately, but this time we're going to go into overcoming the fear. So you don't have to continue to think, I'm scared, just thinking about it. Guess what? It doesn't have to be the boss of you. Now, I will be sharing some seriously amazing tips and an activity that will have you conquering your fears like the fearless warrior that you are. But before we dive into the good stuff, I have to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for tuning in, because you are the true powerhouses that keep this podcast running and my spirits high as well. So let's show some love and support by liking, commenting, and sharing this episode with all your friends and family. Because trust me, they'll thank you later, and you never know who has been waiting or needing to hear the content in this and or the other episodes. Now, let's break free from fear and start living our most authentic, empowered lives. Shall we? Now, let's get into it. Now, have you allowed your fear to control everything about you? Has it controlled your actions, your emotions, your thoughts? Have you taken the time these last few episodes to really reflect on how fear has limited you? Let me know. Now, I know this episode's a little different. I have my little screen going. Um, I have COVID. November just won't give me a break, y'all. I have COVID. Definitely had it worse the first time than I have this time. So I thank God for that. So I just really wanted to still get this episode out. So while I'm taking my medicine and while I'm just, it done kicked in, and this is the best that I'm gonna be here right now. I'm recording, okay? So yes, COVID still smiling because I'm still blessed. Like I said, it was worse the last time. And November won't give me a break, but it's okay. November is almost over. So let's get started. Okay, now you may have believed that the way life has been lifing, like I just told y'all how my November's been lifing, right? That this is how it's supposed to be. Or you may be someone who knows that your life can be better and just don't know how to overcome the fear that has stopped you or limited you, right? Or you may even begin moving forward in life just for fear to pull you back and stop you after you move several steps forward. Well, guess what? All the above is normal. And I am here to help you and to guide you and to let you know to begin or continue to overcome that four-letter word, that four-letter F word, FEAR, fear. Now, the previous episodes enlightened us on the different types of fear, and there are many more. And if I just kept going and going and going and going about fear, y'all, I don't even know if we would stop because fear is huge. And the best way that I can help you when it comes to fear is to help you as I give information on this podcast to get to what you need directly. That is to come to me and work with me, and we can do everything for you. This episode, we're going to focus on overcoming fear. And so what does it mean to overcome fear? You see, I've lived in the majority of my life in some type of fear, and I am sure many of you have as well. Now, I'm talking about the type of fear that limits us on how far we can excel in life or how far I can excel in life. I have started so many projects going to school, y'all. It's like ridiculous how many schools I've been to. Ridiculous. Relationship. But with all these things that we start, a lot of times we then allow fear to limit us and stop us from our progress, right? And that's happened to me a lot. But the thing is, when I overcome and move forward with confidence and belief, I succeed. Now, this journey of being a trauma recovery life coach has not been easy. It has required me to overcome fears that I knew I had and even those that I discovered along the way. First, I was fearful of sharing my life with the world openly. Now, I share my life with people that I've helped in person or people who came to me for advice or whatever else, but it's different when you come on and I'm sharing it openly on a podcast or going on other people's podcasts and sharing it or doing summits or just posting different content to let people know that they're not alone, right? It's one thing to share things, I guess you say publicly still, but it's limited because it's not being on the internet. Because once something's on the internet, they say it stays forever. You know what I mean? It might be harder to find, I guess. But it's just hard because I think of thousands of eyes and ears potentially listening and seeing the phases of life that I've been through or even the people who've known me but haven't known all the things that I've been through, or a lot of this, I guess, I don't know, I want to say life secrets, but it's not really secrets when other people know about it or that I'm open to share, but people learning different things or different views or different ways that I felt about situations where in one point in my life, I wasn't comfortable with sharing or speaking up for myself. And so now it's like all out there for the world to see. There is a fear in success. And that's partly because no matter where we are in life or what level we are at, people are always still judging us. You know, we hear them in our heads at least saying that she can't do it again. It's not going to last long. This was just luck, or picking out our flaws. So if we allow it, success can hurt us just as bad as failure. And the thing is remembering who we are authentically and loving ourselves and believing in ourselves and doing the best we can. Overcoming fear means breaking free from minor discomfort to debilitating limitations like anxiousness and loneliness. It means pursuing our dreams and living life to our fullest and facing our fears head on. It means gaining a sense of empowerment and confidence that can transform our lives. It means acknowledging it, identifying what it is, what we are fearful of, and why. And yes, this can be difficult. And it's honestly sometimes uncomfortable, but it is essential to understand our fears and how they impact us. Because once we have acknowledged our fears, we can begin to take action to overcome them. So now, how do we overcome our fears? Great question. Well, one of the most effective ways to overcome fear is to confront it and confront it directly. Study it. And what do I mean by studying it? What do you think I mean by studying it? How do you study fear or your fears? Well, I say we look at it, we envision it, we write it down, research what that fear means, know how it is limiting us, and really think about how long it has been present and where did it originate. We have other things to actually overcome it. So today I'm going to share 5 tips to overcoming fear. Number 1 is own your fear. Now, it's something that we all struggle with at some point in our lives, but it's also something that can be incredibly empowering. When we own our fear, we take control of our lives and our decisions. We refuse to let fear hold us back, and we move forward with confidence and courage. Now, that doesn't mean that we won't feel fear or be fearful, because fear is a natural part of the human experience. And it's something that we can't avoid, unfortunately. But fortunately, when we own our fear, we acknowledge it, we face it head on, and we don't let it control us. We recognize that it's simply a feeling and it doesn't have any power over us unless we give it that power. So I encourage you to own your fear, embrace it, face it, and don't let it hold you back, because you are strong and you are capable and you are deserving of all the wonderful things that life has to offer. 2, recognize your own excuses. Now, this is one of the biggest obstacles that stand in our way of personal growth and success. Who can admit that? I can now, but it was hard. I'm not lying. It was hard to admit or to recognize a lot of my excuses because sometimes we don't see our excuses as excuses, but just facts. But facts can also sometimes be excuses because the things that we tell ourselves to justify why we can't do something or why we haven't achieved our goals yet. Those are excuses. But here's the things: excuses are just what it is, excuses. They are not real barriers that prevent us from reaching our full potential. Rather, they are simply our own limiting beliefs that hold us back from taking action. So, how can we recognize our own excuses and overcome them? First, we need to become aware of the stories that we tell ourselves. Are we constantly making excuses for why we can't do something? Do we blame circumstances or other people for our shortcomings? If the answer is yes, then it's time to take a step back and re examine our thought patterns and our process. Secondly, we need to challenge our own excuses by asking ourselves tough questions like, is this really true? Or is it just a story I'm telling myself? What evidence do I have to support this excuse? What would happen if I don't have this excuse? Now, by questioning our excuses, we can begin to break free from them and take positive action, forward movement towards our goals. So remember, we are capable of achieving anything we set our minds to, but it all starts with recognizing and overcoming our own excuses. So the next time you catch yourself making an excuse, ask yourself, is this really true? Or am I just holding myself back? And remember, you got this. Overcoming fears, tip number 3: focus on what is in your control. Now, as Oprah once said, the biggest secret in life is that there is no big secret. Whatever your goal, you can get there if you're willing to work. In other words, what is it saying? The key to success lies in focusing on what we can control and letting go of the rest. So when we concentrate on what is in our control, we empower ourselves to take action and make changes that will lead us to our desired outcomes. Because it's easy to get bogged down by external factors that are beyond our control. Like, really, such as opinions of others, judgment, or unexpected obstacles that may arise. And just to clarify, opinions of others and judgment is not the same thing, but that's for another talk, right? But I want you to make sure to know that when you shift your focus to what you can control, you become more resilient, stronger, capable, adaptable. So, what is in your control? Your thoughts, your actions, and your reactions to the world around you. You have the power to choose your attitude, to set goals, and to take steps towards achieving them. By focusing on these things, you can create a sense of purpose and direction in your life, right? That's what we want a lot of times: purpose and positive direction for our lives. So remembering that focusing on what is in control doesn't mean ignoring certain factors altogether, like what other people have to say or their opinions or what's going on around us or whatever else. It simply means acknowledging that we can't control everything and choosing to put our energy into the things that we can control. Because by doing so, we take ownership of our lives and give ourselves the best chance to succeed. So take a deep breath, let go of what you can't control, and focus on what you can. Because we're going to make our mark on this world, right? Number four, adopt a positive growth mindset. Yes, positive growth. Okay. Adopt a positive growth mindset. So, in our world, there's always challenges and obstacles. Life be life, y'all. And that's a part of everyday life. Having a positive growth mindset is essential in living our best life, being happy, having joy, love, achieving the success we want, and living with purpose and passion. And those of you who are watching the video and not just listening, I know this is a little crazy with, my virtual background, but at least it's on a beach, right? I keep looking in different moments. It's like I have hair at different moments. I'm bald or whatever. Just go with me. Next episode, cross our fingers. We'll be back in the office, right? Or maybe even at a park. Hmm. I am planning on going hiking. Maybe I can do it there. Who knows? But anyway, what were we talking about? We were talking about adopting a positive growth mindset, right? So now I know that you might be thinking, Krystal Jae, how can I have a positive growth mindset when I've either hit rock bottom, I've hit a wall, I'm not going nowhere in life? Well, I'm telling you, it starts with changing the way we think about our abilities and our potential. Instead of saying, I can't do this or I'm not good enough, we can start saying, I haven't figured this out yet, or I'm still learning, or even better, I can do this. I just need to think of the best way to do so, or I am learning. Instead of focusing on our limitations, focus on our potential. Embrace challenges as a chance to learn and grow rather than a sign of failure. Because it's easy for when things get hard or when things don't go or when we fail to just be like, okay, this is over. No, get up. Practice self reflection and use feedback as a tool to improve ourselves. That's one reason why I tell people all the time, I like constructive criticism because it tells me what I may have done wrong. But with it being constructive, you're also telling me how things should have been or how they wanted it done or whatever else, right? It helps me improve. So by embracing a positive growth mindset, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and opportunities. We become more resilient in the face of adversity, which means we become stronger when everything or everyone around us is seeming to go against us. And we're more likely to bounce back from setbacks. And the best part is a positive growth mindset is not fixed or set in stone. We have the power to cultivate it, change it, mold it, develop it, get stronger, wiser over time. Having a growth mindset is not about being perfect or never making mistakes. It's about having the courage to embrace your imperfections, use them as a catalyst for growth. So using them as a foundation for growth. So go out there and embrace your potential with a positive growth mindset. Believe in yourself and your ability to learn and to improve. Because with a positive growth mindset, the sky is not the limit. Tip number 5 for overcoming fears: believe in yourself. Believing in yourself is like a seed planted deep within. It's like a tiny ember burning bright, waiting to be seen. It starts with a spark, a glimmer of light, and before you know it, it has taken flight. Believing in yourself means knowing you're enough, even when the journey ahead is rough. It's trusting your instincts, your heart, your soul, and having the courage to take control. It means to believe in yourself. You must first love who you are and embrace all the beauty, both near and far. It's seeing the world with a fresh set of eyes and never, never allowing fear or doubt steal our prize. So go ahead, take a chance, and believe in you, for it's you that is waiting to see what you can do. You have the power, the strength, the drive to make your dreams come alive. So live your life fully and authentically. Leave the fear and worries behind. You are equipped to break the chain. Free yourself and see what you gain. I believe in you. I know what I say is true because I have been through it. So take my hand and allow me to walk with you. This journey may seem rough, but you no longer have to bluff. I am here to guide you, teach you, and show you the power you have inside. So, will you accept me, Krystal Jae, as your guide? Message me, email me, book me. Let's get you started with overcoming fears. So it's time to stop hiding behind your tears. It's time to live freely, authentically, with confidence, love, and joy. This is your time to invest in the best, which is yourself. So take the time right now to invest in yourself. And as your trauma recovery life coach, we, you, and I will put you first. And as Lindsay and many other clients have said, my program is life changing. The Break Free from Trauma program is life changing. It's literally everything in one. Weekly sessions, check. Activities, check. Impromptu calls, check. Overcoming fear, check. Discovering who you are, check. Believing in yourself, check. Gaining confidence, check. Defeating self doubt, check. Controlling anxiousness, check. It's everything. And it's life changing. It's healing. It's transformational. It's empowering and inspiring. So go to www www.krystaljae.com, and that's Krystal with a K. www.krystaljae.com now to purchase the program or book a call with me. And we will make sure that we have you set up in the right thing. Make sure that it's right for you. I'm telling you, if you're ready to go all in for yourself, then you're ready to purchase the program. So I want you to remember that we are owning our fears. We are recognizing our excuses. We are focusing on what we control. We are adopting a positive growth mindset, and we are believing in ourselves. Those are our 5 essential tips for overcoming fears. And to overcome the excuse of finances or not being able to afford a life coach or not being able to afford to invest in yourself, there is financing available for everyone who may need it. Just go to the website again or message me and we'll get you on the books. It's www.krystaljae.com because that's what, most people say their thing is, I can't afford it. Well, there's financing available for everyone if you need it. So again, let's go back to recognizing our excuses. I just took one away. But I just want to say thank you for choosing you and tuning into the Empowered Transformational Healing Podcast with me, Krystal Jae, where I live to empower lives with transformational healing, to embrace our authentic selves and live the life we truly deserve with purpose, passion, and joy. And again, in this episode, we discussed 5 effective and essential steps that will help you conquer your fears and move forward with life. I hope this episode has inspired you to take the necessary steps to overcome your fears and finally break free from trauma and the limitations, the residue that it leaves behind. Remember, fear is just an emotion that we can learn to manage and overcome. We all have the power within us to live a life of abundance. And as always, like, share, and comment, as I like to hear your thoughts and share because we never know who needs to hear this and or the other episodes. And so I can continue to provide topics that you want to hear. And thank you for joining me on this transformative healing journey. And I hope you continue to stay tuned for more empowering discussions with me. And thank you. And this has been the Empowered Transformational Healing Podcast with Krystal Jae. And as always, remember to believe in all that you are and know that there's this power inside you that is greater than any obstacle. See you next time.
Thank you for joining me today on the Empowered Transformational Healing Podcast with me, Krystal Jae. And we never know what others are going through silently. So take time to share, follow, and subscribe. And as always, believe in all that you are and know that there is this power within you that is greater than any obstacle.